What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another video. In today's video, we are back with another Detroit Lions free agency update, and today we have another out-of-house signing to report, so let's get it started. Welcome, everybody, to a video. Glad you guys are here, and we got some Lions news. And if you guys were in the stream yesterday where we were talking free agency, talking about the Lions, then you know that I am pumped about this signing, because this was the guy that I specifically brought up that I felt like fit the Detroit Lions in free agency. He was a guy that I was really hoping the Lions would go after. Then I started seeing the rumors, and it was like, this team's interested, that team's interested, but the Lions weren't a part of those rumors, and I was like, dang, maybe we're not going to get him. And then all of a sudden, the news breaks. Adam Schefter reports that the Lions are signing cornerback from the San Francisco 49ers, Emmanuel Moseley, to a one-year, $6 million deal. So a prove-it deal for Emmanuel Moseley. Now, again, the details of that, we'll have more of that down the road to see actually what his cap hit is going to look like. But I do believe that, yes, it probably is going to be a prove-it deal because, you know, usually the years are right. And that makes tons of sense. That's part of the reason that I felt like this was such a good fit for the Lions. Now, I'm not here to, like, toot my own horn on this one, but I am kind of a little bit. I'm going to a little bit. I'm going to be honest. I'm going to a little bit because I already got clips of this guy. I mean, we'll do a full video of him, but I was so fascinated by this free agent for the Detroit Lions to target. Why? Moseley is a 26-year-old cornerback from the San Francisco 49ers, about to be 27. I think he will be this next season. That this past year, in the first 5 games that he played in before tearing his ACL against the Carolina Panthers, matched up with DJ Moore, where I felt like he held his own against DJ Moore, but an injury on a pass breakup knocked him out for the rest of the season. However, he was off to a great start in 2022. In 2021, the year before, he became the #1 cornerback for the San Francisco 49ers, which, if you look at his statistics, according to Pro Football Focus, he allowed 31 receptions on 54 targets, a 72.1 passer rating, and a nearly 70 coverage grade. Why did I like him? Not just because of that. I liked him because I felt like he was one of the few cornerbacks on the entire free agent market that legitimately had upside as a press corner, specifically on the outside. And this Cameron Sutton video is coming soon, and I'll give you a little sneak peek into it. I think the Lions just signed an absolute playmaking nickel cornerback here in Cameron Sutton, with flexibility, which we'll discuss in that video, but I think his primary role is a playmaking nickel cornerback. But the Lions still needed help at outside corner, and I still believe they'll draft an outside corner. However, Emmanuel Moseley just fit in perfectly to what the Lions have looked for over the past 2 years. Now, one difference here, specifically at the cornerback position, is while we've given out prove-it deals, we probably haven't spent this much money on a prove-it deal at this position because Emmanuel Moseley has very legitimate upside. I'm not just talking in terms of his skill set. I'm talking recency, and also because he's played really well. 2021 was a great season, right? 2020 was tough. He had injuries. It was a rough year for the entire defense. 2021, he became the #1 corner in that defense. He had one of the best seasons for any free agent available in man coverage. He showed upside as a press cornerback. Then you move to 2022, plays in the first 5 games before getting injured in that Carolina Panthers game, where this past season, if you look at the statistics again, 13 receptions on 20 targets and only allowed a 63.5 passer rating and a 73.5 coverage grade. He was off to a fantastic start. Again, like I said, the first game that I watched was against DJ Moore because I knew that the Bears had acquired him, so I wanted to check that out first. Emmanuel Moseley's 5'11", 190 pounds, but he plays much bigger than his size. Now, just some of my quick takeaways, because again, I'm going to have to do a full breakdown on him, but from what I remember, from what I had watched of the player, he plays way bigger than his size, extremely aggressive, and my favorite part was in the stem of routes, he played with great patience. That was my favorite part of what he brought to the table, was the patience that he played with. He did not panic when he got in some tough positions, and that's so important from a press corner, right? Guys that panic and they start to get grabby, it's going to be an issue. He's not that. Plus, he's only 26 years old, about to be 27. And because we've seen him play so darn well, that I think this is a steal. I'm going to say it now. I think this is an absolute steal for the Lions because you could have legitimately given him a multi-year deal. But because he's coming off this torn ACL, it opened up an opportunity for the Lions, I believe, to make this thing happen on a prove-it deal. But I would not be shocked that this guy becomes one of our top cornerbacks this next season because he's already shown that he can do it. And now you have a player that's young that legitimately could be an animal for this Lions defense. I am so excited about this signing. I think this is a fantastic signing for the Detroit Lions. Trust me when I say this, I love this. I absolutely love this signing for the Lions. Now, yeah, he can be a little overly aggressive, but he attacks the football like crazy. I absolutely love this signing for the Lions. I thought he was one of the best man coverage free agent corners that were available in this year's free agency. That's part of the thing that I liked about Cameron Sutton, is because I thought he could hold his own in man coverage. This guy was one of the best, maybe the best that I saw. I'm going to be honest. Pure free agents, maybe the best that I saw, aside from maybe like a Jamel Dean, right? But guys that were kind of in the range I thought the Lions could actually target, I liked him more than Rock Ya-Sin in man coverage. I really liked it, and especially because he brought that press upside. I am so pumped about the signing of Emmanuel Moseley. Y'all don't even realize. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to like toot my own horn in this one and stuff like that, but I am just excited. I just want to share my level of excitement, because if you're not feeling it, I need you to get feeling it. Full video will be coming on this player. Cameron Sutton video is coming very soon. The Detroit Lions are also re-signing, and let me check my phone here so I can get the exact details. This is just now happening as I'm recording this. The Detroit Lions are re-signing defensive end John Cominsky to a 2-year, $8.5 million deal with $4 million guaranteed. That is a fantastic re-signing. Again, we talked about this one a little bit yesterday, and we did say that there's a possibility that the Lions don't necessarily have to bring him back, because I think Josh Paschal is going to play a similar role for us. But John Cominsky was so darn impactful for this defense. What he meant to everybody else, I think, is where you see the impact of what John Cominsky really brought to the table. When he was a Lion, he was the guy that made it clear that, you know, he wanted to be back with the Lions. I think it was reported that he would take less to come back with Detroit, and then we don't have the exact contract details, but that's not a super expensive contract to get this guy back. He's only 27 years old. This past season, according to Pro Football Focus, they have him with 44 total pressures, which is incredible. 4 sacks on the season. But what we all love about John Cominsky is the flexibility, the versatility. Against teams like Carolina and Chicago, when he can play stand-up edge rusher, right? That's not his spot. You know, teams can put him in some bad positions there, but he has the size and capability of doing that. But then also, a lot of the time, kind of play that 5-tech, right? Play that big defensive end, hand in the dirt type of role, so we can put a stand-up edge rusher like a James Houston or something like that on his side. He can play that role within this Lions defense as well. And then on pass downs, he can kick inside. He is an outstanding stunt rusher. We know how much he opens up other players, and just the way that he plays the game. I mean, it's like Rad said, the dude played with a dang club on his hand, and you never felt like, similar to Isaiah Buggs, he wasn't playing with just incredible energy along this defensive line. It was an opportunity for him. He had his breakout season this past year in the NFL. He was claimed by the Lions, and a lot of teams were interested when the Lions claimed him, but they had a really good claim order since we really brought him in and he got his opportunity. The dude absolutely took off, and I think he's a very legitimate run defender with the kind of strength that he utilizes for the position that he could play. But we all know about John Cominsky. This guy's an absolute animal, and I love the fact that we got him back on a 2-year deal. This defensive line is starting to come right back in, and as you're looking at it, you're saying, man, again, the only hole there is that 3-tech spot. But Isaiah Buggs is back. John Cominsky's back. It's really coming together. And now in the defensive backs, when you talk about the cornerback position, the Lions gave a prove-it deal to a guy that could really take off at outside cornerback, especially if he can stay healthy this next year. And I think the Lions just got their playmaking nickel, right? They said, hey, we're not doing this thing again where we're kind of mixing and matching. We're going to get that playmaker at nickel that can line up at different spots, and full video coming on him. But this Lions defense, I think, is really starting to shape together, and I'm so excited because they're also opening up so many different ways that they can attack this draft. They're opening up so many options for them in this year's draft. But John Cominsky, beautiful resigning. We all love John Cominsky. Okay, I don't think I've ever met a person that's like, man, I don't want John Cominsky back. Like, who are you? You all want John Cominsky back. We all want John Cominsky back. What he means to this defense. It's just, he just brings a mentality to this defense. So yes, Lions making some big moves today. These moves are amazing. I'm going to keep it and leave it here so I can get this news out, and videos coming on these players soon enough. Thank you, Pride, for watching, and I'm out.